Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Huckle, and here's what's happening in LA this week. The Greater Los Angeles homeless count got underway after a necessary postponement due to the LA wildfires. These 3 nights of volunteers counting in LA communities are vital to assess the service needs of those without shelter.
We're at El Rio Community School, and we are kicking off the 2025 homeless count. Today's press conference is here to bring awareness to what's going on. We're here at this particular site because this is the epicenter in terms of density of homelessness in District 1.
The homeless count is important because it gives us insight into homelessness across the county, and that provides policymakers with the information they need in order to create better policies for addressing homelessness, getting our unhoused neighbors off the streets, in interim housing, and hopefully into permanent housing.
Super easy to sign up. You just have to, you don't even have to have a car. You can be like one of the people who ride or one of the people who walk. And everything is online, and it's simple. You just have to count, and it's cool to actually meet new people who want to help as well.
I know that every year that we stand here and every day that we work to get Angelenos housed and work to end homelessness, this is an important evening because it will allow us to see progress made and how much more needs to be done.
The Kingdom Day Parade stepped off on a different day. When it came to keeping this long-standing tribute to Martin Luther King going, city leaders and community members took a wildfire delay in their stride and didn't miss a beat.
Today we're out on Crenshaw doing our annual MLK Day Parade. We're doing it in the month of February because on Martin Luther King's birthday, we had the fires in Altadena and the Pacific Palisades. And so we're out here today. We didn't forget. We want to remind the whole world we remember the struggle, we remember the legacy, we remember the dream, and most importantly, we remember our commitment to justice.
Coming together as a community and knowing that we are our brother's keeper. We know that we've got some issues and problems in our community, but we can't be divided. We can't be separated. We can't be eroded. So Celebration Day means celebrating the human spirit, the human values, but also celebrating the importance of working together and knowing that we can be successful when we do that.
I do believe that there are people out here, not only in community, but at our schools and also on the council and in our local government, sharing some of the same values and uplifting some of the same values as Dr. King, making sure that we don't leave community behind, that we're not putting up barriers for other community members, and that we all fight together. And that's the kind of work that we're doing here today and uplifting.
I can tell you one thing for sure is we're stronger when we're together and when we're united. That's what our firefighters are living by every single day, and we're here to connect and serve our community.
I've been coming to this parade every year for the last 20 years, and it's just amazing how it's grown and the community comes together. I'm just so enthused to come out here and celebrate with everybody for Dr. Martin Luther King. I know my parents used to march with Dr. Luther King, and it's just an honor and a privilege for me to do the same. Welcome, everybody.
It doesn't matter what your nationality is that we do this so all people can come together as one people with one voice.
I'm here because I want to make sure I show my daughter her culture, the importance of our culture, and this is a year tradition, and I want to make sure that she knows what she's a part of so she can keep the tradition for her own children.
If Dr. King was alive, he would be right here with us today, making sure we hold up the light and make sure we provide a vision for peace, justice, and equality in our time.
When so many Angelenos rely on a nearby space, it's great to keep it looking good and fit for purpose. Councilmember Eunices Hernandez and the Department of Recreation and Parks unveiled the revived Hope and Peace Park.
Today we're here in the Westlake neighborhood in Council District 1 to reopen the Hope and Peace Park. The Westlake neighborhood, which is one of the densest neighborhoods in the entire West Coast. Literally, there are 20,000 people that live just a half-a-mile radius of this park. And most of these people are renters living in apartment buildings. This is their front yard. This is their backyard. This is where they can bring their kids and family to play, to enjoy some green space and some fun activities. So that's why it's important that we've done this work to reopen Hope and Peace Park here in Westlake.
It is the only area with grass till we hit MacArthur Park, which is a few blocks down. It is an opportunity for families to come out on a hot summer day to use the green space, have a picnic, as well as being able to just have fun and enjoy the playground and the play structure.
We want to really revitalize our playgrounds, offering new play spaces for the communities to enjoy their family, friends, and just really to bring the community together. As the city and the councilwoman is dedicated to bringing new spaces such as today throughout the city.
Over $400,000 of LA County Measure A money was used to refurbish this park. And so it's incredibly important that everybody plays their part in maintaining the current conditions of the park. So the families of Westlake, to the people of Westlake that are going to be using the park, if you see something that's broken, if you see graffiti, if you see bulky items, trash, call 311 or call our office and call Recreation and Park so we can get moving on the repairs, the pickup of the trash, and the graffiti removal so that this park stays in really great condition for the over 20,000 people in the half-a-mile radius that are going to be using it. For more information about activities and events happening in Council District 1, you can visit cd1.lacity.gov.
A significant number of construction and service partners are coming together under the One San Pedro banner. This 9-block development will both revitalize older housing and build new affordable units, along with retail and supporting services.
We are in San Pedro on Harbor Boulevard, and this is a site of what is going to be a new housing project. This is the first space, and it's going to be 47 units of housing, and it's going to be the first place where we begin this total renovation of Rancho San Pedro.
It's really wonderful to see the level of resident participation coupled with city departments, coupled with private sector funders like Wells Fargo, coupled of course also with the development team that will be guiding the revitalization of this area.
This development will take many years, and it's going to proceed piece by piece, and it will be a mixed-use development. It's going to have everything from public housing to for-sale market rate housing, and everything in between. It's going to be a fully integrated community in itself, but we're also going to create linkages back to the community for a really safe and healthy, larger San Pedro, which is why we're calling it One San Pedro.
Hoy en este día me siento muy agradecido por este logro que hemos esperado por muchos años.
De verdad, es un sueño vivido, es un futuro, como dice el señor Rubén, para nuestras familias, para nuestros hijos, un mejor hogar, una mejor calidad de vida. Perdón.
Listening directly from the residents that have been attending these meetings and being part of these conversations for many years, because this is essentially a manifestation that the conversations that they were part of are becoming a reality.
The resident advisors, they've been the leaders and the supporters of this project. Very grateful to them and to the whole community for supporting One San Pedro. The work that you've done will make an entire community happy. So thank you and God bless you.
Hard hats at the ready for much-needed housing as part of that large-scale development in San Pedro. We're staying with the theme of revitalizing the neighborhood, except that at the zoo, it's a habitat. A brand new environment has been opened for the Cape vultures, who will now enjoy surroundings that feel more like their original African home.
We're here at the Los Angeles Zoo, and we're so excited to celebrate the opening of our new Cape vulture habitat. We've been caring for this species since 1985, and it was time for us to update.
This has been the culmination of a lot of hard work that the construction department, the Fritz P. Burns Foundation, California Department of Fish and Wildlife has all brought together these amazing resources to build something really special.
I realized that this was opening, so why not? I came now, 2 birds, 1 stone, literally. I love the view, I love the exhibit, I love the signs, I just seen them right now. I can't wait to photograph all of it, actually.
It's a great space because we have this pavilion. There's places to sit. There's places where you can kind of be a little bit quiet or introspective. There's also places where you can get up close and see them as close as possible. It's geared to not only all ages and patron, but also all ages of the population of vultures. So we're going to have juveniles in here. We're going to also have offspring, and we also have an older bird as a matriarch who's actually 34 years old. I think one of the things that people wouldn't imagine is that they have so much color. You can imagine a brown and cream and white bird, but they've got lilac and they've got beautiful purple colors on their chests, as well as like teal and blue. So they're quite stunning.
They are such a unique species, and we are thrilled to share them today.
Cape vultures, they've been kind of hiding behind the scenes the whole time. I used to hear them by the jaguars all the time. I was like, what's flapping? I'm like, it's them.
I think anybody that comes to see our Cape Vulture exhibit will gain an incredible appreciation for this species, the amount of care and commitment the Los Angeles Zoo has providing the best animal well-being we can. See the new Cape Vulture exhibit and bring your families and friends.
A fire relief fund will help informal service workers in Council District 7. LA City Emergency Management Department warns us of the dangers of carbon monoxide. And Mayor Bass opened a new one-stop center for rebuilding after the wildfires. These stories up next on CityBeat.
Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez has established a temporary relief fund for eligible service workers in Council District 7 whose incomes were impacted by the LA wildfires. While funds have been allocated to affected communities, many domestic workers face significant barriers in accessing these resources. Councilwoman Rodriguez partnered with Icon CDC, a nonprofit serving small businesses and entrepreneurs, and established the $50,000 temporary relief fund. Applicants must provide documentation to verify residency, including a valid form of ID and a utility bill showing your current address. For more information, visit cd7.lacity.gov. If you're using a gas heater or fireplace to keep warm, LA City's Emergency Management Department wants you to know about the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning. Many household items, including portable generators, gas or oil-burning furnaces, and charcoal grills, produce carbon monoxide. Symptoms from carbon monoxide poisoning are often described as flu-like. However, people who are sleeping can die before they have any symptoms. The Emergency Management Department recommends reducing your risk with a few steps, including installing at least one carbon monoxide alarm near a sleeping area in your home. For more information, search for carbon monoxide at emergency.lacity.gov. Mayor Karen Bass has opened a one-stop rebuilding center to help Palisades home and business owners with their rebuilding permits and processes. The mayor directed 10 city departments to come together on Sawtelle Boulevard so that the questions and needs of Palisadians can be addressed under one roof. During a press event for the opening of the one-stop center, Bass highlighted that safety remains a priority and will be factored into the expedited permitting process. According to Bass, her emergency executive directive on rebuilding will waive city discretionary review processes and allow for expedited building permits, reviews, and inspections. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
Where can you turn when you've lost work due to the LA wildfires? The city's Economic and Workforce Development Department, EWDD, has WorkSource centers across the city. But it also has a more personal connection with its rapid response team, which is reaching out with job help for impacted Angelinos.
EWDD stands for Economic and Workforce Development Department, and the Rapid Response Team is in charge of connecting people who have lost their jobs and getting them access to federal, state, and or local resources. Particularly right now with the LA fires, we are trying to get people reemployed as quickly as possible. We are a small and mighty team, and we are actively trying to connect with as many people as possible. The Rapid Response Team continues to assist any dislocated worker. It could be anyone in the workforce that could be laborers, like day laborers. It could be service and domestic workers. It could be anyone that had a restaurant or cafe that was burnt down. Really anyone that was employed and is no longer employed as a result of the fires. One of the best and most authentic resources that the city provides to Angelenos is that we work with financial advisors and Cover California advisors as well. So they are actively receiving referrals from those that attend our orientations. And as a result, people can get access to a one-on-one consultation at no cost. We do have our wonderful 14 workforce centers. And that means that these are physical spaces, and the folks that are dislocated can go ahead and obtain resources such as if you need to print, if you need to scan documents, if you need to open up your portal and issue your unemployment insurance claim, they have access through these 14 centers. Para calificar para estos programas se necesita ser simplemente un angelino. Entendemos que no necesariamente se tiene que vivir en el área de Palisades para haber sido impactado. Tenemos a gente de toda la ciudad que necesitan recursos adicionales, entonces el departamento EWDD está aquí para ayudarles, para responder cualquier pregunta que tengan.
The Department of Cultural Affairs, Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, and our Authors Study Club came together to honor African American contributions to LA life. The 2025 honorees bring Black history, art, and culture into focus.
Well, everybody look at your neighbor and say, Happy Black Heritage Month.
Today we are celebrating the opening of African American Heritage Month here at the City of Los Angeles at City Hall. The Department of Cultural Affairs was proud to partner with Council President Harris Dawson's office on the Bridge Gallery exhibition honoring Leroy Hamilton. It is a beautiful exhibition and so deeply meaningful of the history of Los Angeles through the lens of photography.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our honoree for the bridge this year, the one and only Leroy Hamilton.
This is a full circle moment because when you see your community putting in the work, organizing, somebody's got to document it and show us the struggle of people who have been living in the margins, and they just want equity. They just want justice. And so I'm so grateful. I just know we're going to do more. This is just the beginning.
Let's do it. Thank you.
It's been really wonderful to see so many people here to celebrate. People from all over the country, in fact. And it is really wonderful to have partnered with our Authors Study Club on their 75th anniversary. It is so important to lift up and tell the stories and acknowledge the histories and the arts and culture of all of our people.
It's really important for us to tell our stories. We're a nation of many people, and we've all made important contributions. African Americans have been here from the very beginning. They were a profound presence in the beginning of LA. And so I'm just really honored to be here among the other honorees to be able to talk about this legacy.
Reflecting why I'm being honored today, I look back with fondest memories of the accomplishments that we have made in the city of Los Angeles in particular, and the great impact we have had on the rest of the country because of what we were able to do here in the city of Los Angeles.
If you want more information about events happening across the city, please go to culture.lacity.gov.
The LA Reparations Advisory Commission, part of the city's Civil Rights Department, presented its final report on reparations. City and community leaders gathered at the California African American Museum to discuss this historic study.
As someone who's been active in the local Los Angeles Black community my entire adult life, I am nonetheless incredibly informed and moved by being a part of this process.
Well, today we're looking at the final report that was conducted by the academic partner and development partner for the Los Angeles Reparations Advisory Commission.
This conversation is a reckoning with history, and it's about truth. Centuries of oppression, stolen wealth, stolen land, stolen opportunities.
Well, we're certainly going to learn more about the study that was conducted, learn about specific recommendations being proposed, and identifying steps for action for individuals who want to take action to move the agenda forward.
We do understand the climate we're in, and we need to be, consistent in making sure that we are making a record, because there may be a time where even gatherings like this or studies like this may not be able to move forward.
It's not about only cash payments as requests, but we want to be intentional to even think about policy solutions as we move forward as a city on what we could do better.
There's stories that make America, and then it's stories that America is made up. This report are the stories that made America. Much of what we teach in our schools are the stories that America has made up.
This is nothing new. This is something that should have been done decades ago. We are late in what we should have done with respect to reparations for Los Angeles.
So it was really important to make the report, make the record, and we know trying to get information from 100 years ago to now was a challenge, but we wanted to put ourselves in a situation where we had the data, because you can't unsee some of these things.
In this week's feature story, the city celebrates African American Heritage Month. 3 city council members speak to our Anita Bennett about how Black history has been fundamental to Los Angeles, and how community support is the backbone of the fight for equality.
Well, honoring trailblazers and celebrating African American contributions to Los Angeles, it's all part of the African American Heritage Month celebration here in the city. You celebrated a famous photographer, Leroy Hamilton, is that correct?
Leroy Hamilton, who we all know, if you live in Los Angeles and you're a part of civic life in any way, you've probably seen one of Leroy's pictures or had your picture taken by Leroy Hamilton. So on the 3rd floor of City Hall, where council chambers, the mayor's office, there's a bridge that connects City Hall and City Hall East. And on that bridge, there's kind of a museum and display that has years and years of Leroy Hamilton's work. In fact, it's titled The Story of Us. It really is the story of us, because he's been taking pictures for around 40 years now, and so it's a lot of history there, a lot of people that aren't with us anymore. I just think it's important to learn the stories of Tom Bradley, learn the stories of Biddy Mason, learn the stories of Carlotta Bass, no relationship to Mayor Bass. Right. There's just so many stories, and I think once you know those stories, it opens up a world of possibility to you.
Many times our kids only see the headline. Mm-hmm. They only see the win, mm-hmm. but they don't see the journey.
Yes.
And that's what this history part is teaching. It teaches you the journey to the win. When you look at Los Angeles, I always call it the tapestry, especially the 10th district. But Los Angeles is really representative of people from all over the world.
That's right.
You know, old California, we had Pio Pico. His first governor was Afro-Latina. You know, he really paved the way for leadership of a gentleman of color. And then we have Biddy Mason, who owned everything on Hill Street. You know, she petitioned for her freedom, came here as a slave, and really made a difference for other people in their growth. So we have some big shoulders to stand on, and they fought for it with a lot less community to support them, and we have community that supports us.
And that legacy really continues. You know, we have an office of civil rights affairs, for example, in our city. We have a commitment to inclusion, to diversity, and I don't think we're going to be going back from that. You know, we have a majority of a population that's people of color, so I think this is an exciting time, and I'm just so proud of this next wave of leadership that are stepping up to the plate and really making a difference.
You know, it's our job to represent well and to see everyone where they are and not just look at life one way.
You know, we're not going to go back. That doesn't mean other people aren't going to try to. They're going to push on it. But you know, we've had these struggles before, and freedom, justice, and equality prevails, and the story goes in our direction as long as we fight. And so, the long as we fight is the important part. We cannot overlook that, and I think that's especially important in Black History Month. You know, all the nice pictures of all the cool people, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, all those are great. But in Black History Month, I really want to make sure we remember the everyday people. The people who walked instead of rode the bus to work during the Montgomery bus boycott. All those hundreds of thousands, nameless, faceless people that showed up for the marches. All those people that show up to vote. All those people that, everyday people who take time out of whatever their life is to be a part of the struggle to make sure tomorrow is better than today. That's really, to me, what the Best of Black History Month is about.
In this week's Things to Do, get in on this year's big read, take a walk on the coast's wild side, and catch a Japanese story time at the Little Tokyo Library. All this up next on Things to Do.
The Big Read is now on with events and talks taking place at the LA Public Library. Each year, the National Endowment of the Arts, Big Read, is a celebration of literature and art through community participation and civic engagement. Join the Los Angeles Public Library as it facilitates discussions and connections around this year's chosen read, which is The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. The novel tells the story of Esperanza, who is discovering her identity and finding a sense of belonging in the world. Head to the Felipe de Nieve Branch Library for the Big Read on Saturday, March 1st at 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. Enjoy a guided walk with the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium educators on Sunday, March 2nd, as they interpret the various habitats of the Cabrillo Beach Coastal Park. The walk begins at the aquarium courtyard and takes in the native garden, salt marsh, beaches, and tide pools. Along the way, you'll see fossils and notice the native plants, birds, and other interesting finds of the coastal park. Pack a snack, head outside, and meet at the aquarium for this Cabrillo walk on Sunday, March 2nd at 2:30 p.m. For more information, see the events calendar at cabrillo-marineaquarium.org. Join the Los Angeles Public Library on the first and third Saturday of each month for a Japanese story time. The next fun and lively story time takes place on Saturday, March 1st at the Little Tokyo Branch Library. This bilingual event also features some songs and is suitable for babies, toddlers, and young children. For Japanese culture, history, or language, head to the Little Tokyo Branch Library where children and parents can enjoy Japanese story time on Saturday, March 1st at 11 a.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Susan Huckle, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.